So this is something new for me on Mr. Apple's FM. You may have just seen that Sports Interactive put a tweet out through their Football Manager account on X saying that Football Manager has now been delayed until March 2025. So that's FM25 is no longer going to be coming out at the end of this year. I believe it was supposed to be the 25th of November or possibly 26th of November, something like that. But now they have pushed it back until March 2025. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go over the statement that has just been released, and let's see if we can pick apart a few of the details. So this is the statement that's been released by Sports Interactive to do with Football Manager 2025. So after careful consideration, Sports Interactive have made the tough decision to further delay the release of Football Manager 25. Following discussions with Sega, our licensors and partners, we have agreed the best course of action is to delay the launch until March 2025. Specific platform release dates will follow once confirmed. In our last development update in September, we explained that we needed to push FM25's original release back to give ourselves more time to deliver the best possible experience for this first installment in a new era of Football Manager. This additional time has not been sufficient to ensure the game quality and experience meets your expectations and our very high standards. Okay, so just stopping it there just before I go further. So last year there was a massive game come out. You've probably heard of it, called City Skylines 2. They pushed their game back a little bit, and when the game came out, it was completely and utterly broken. A lot of content creators, I believe, were under NDAs or something similar like that, and they weren't necessarily able to provide too much criticism about the game. But eventually, once that period ran out, all the criticism started of the game. So that game probably should have been released about 6 months later, because right now that is in a fantastic position. If you watch some of the big YouTube creators of that game, like City Plan Plays, Biffa, whoever you like to watch, they all say that the game is in a really good position now. $2.20 is an Australian one. I'll just throw him out there. He is brilliant. That game is in a fantastic position. They have made updates throughout the last year of that game, but it doesn't stop the fact that when the game was released, it was way too early. And I believe that was the publisher's decision, not the developer's decision. They were kind of pressured into it. But anyway, getting back to Football Manager 25, in that sense, I imagine this is probably a good decision, because if the game isn't in a position that would be playable in a proper manner by the user, and the fact that this has been such a massively hyped release that they are banking on this being a game that really brings in a lot of new people to the genre, if that's not going to be the case, they're not just going to lose those new people that are going to try it for the first time ever, they are going to lose so many other people. So in that instance, I guess this is a good decision. We'll continue on. In the previous blog, we explained that it has been a difficult development cycle for the studio. Many things have been moving slower than we had predicted, despite everyone in the team working at an incredible pace to try and get everything done. Timelines were already tight, and as rightly pointed out by many of your recent comments, we were simply rushing too much and in danger of compromising our usual standards. This has put an enormous amount of pressure on everyone across the studio, who are all passionately committed to delivering the best game possible. FM25 is the biggest technical and visual advancement in the series for a generation, absolutely, and they have built that up for a number of years now, that this is going to be a massive step forward for them. We simply cannot compromise the delivery of this crucial juncture in Football Manager's history by rushing to release it in November. Of course, this is not where any of us expected to be 7 weeks out from our release, but in the spirit of our studio values, we always consider the bigger picture. And the bigger picture here is that we need this additional time to deliver a game that we can all be proud of. Again, I can really appreciate the point of view of the developers here, that if they're going to put out a game that they don't like, they're going to be shattered. And I've seen that with smaller developers in the past. As I discussed before, City Skylines is one of those. The developers, they were really frustrated with the game that they actually put out. It's just happened a few years ago here in Australia with a game called AFL Evolution, the local Australian rules football game, and it has taken them years to get that anywhere near a playable product, because they had to put that out way before time. Anyway, let's continue on. For the large numbers of you who have already pre-ordered the game, we thank you very much for your trust and support. Thankfully, I didn't do that. Unfortunately, there would have been a few of you to do it. I doubt large numbers is quite accurate, but hey. Given the delay, however, should you wish to claim a refund, please contact your retailer. Something you noted as missing from our announcement on 30 September was mention of advanced access on PC Mac. We can confirm advanced access will be available ahead of the new release date, and when we are confident on how long that period will be, we will update you at the first opportunity. The new gameplay reveal will also now move to the end of January 2025. We are intensely aware that this will be massively disappointing for you. We share that disappointment and are extremely sorry. Thank you for reading and your patience. It means the world to us as we continue to work on creating a new era for Football Manager. Okay, so that is obviously a very difficult decision for a developer to make that, or developer and their publishers in turn, making that decision. Putting a game out when there is only a couple of months left of the season, I'm just not sure how successful that's going to be. Do they just skip FM25 and go to FM26? Maybe that's probably the correct way to go about it. I'm not in the gaming industry. I'm just a small content creator trying to make a name for myself here. So I don't know whether or not that would just completely ruin them, or whether or not they just need to get something out this season. But me as a player, I think I would just want to see a new game, to be honest. If it comes out in March, I'll be playing the hell out of it. I mean, there's only 2 months left of the season when this game is supposedly going to come out. I guess we'll see in January when we see some of that new footage of the game as to whether or not that will actually be something that looks like it's going to be worthwhile. At the end of the day, you do not want them putting out a game in November that is just not ready for the consumption of users. This kind of thing has crippled people in the past, and I wouldn't want that to happen to Sports Interactive, because you can tell the people who are making this game, they are massive football fans. They are management nerds. They are spreadsheet nerds. Just like me, just like most of the people that play this game. So they are fans of this game as well. They don't want anything bad to happen to it. As much as it pains me to say, this is probably a decent decision at the end of the day. For someone like me, just taking it back to a personal level, it means I've got a lot of thinking to do about what kind of content I'll be putting out. I'll be looking to probably try and continue on getting at least a video a week, 2 videos a week, maybe a little bit more if I ever get the chance to do so. But it also means there's going to be a lot of rehashing. There's going to be a lot of strange things thrown at the wall to see if anything sticks. If you want to stick with me on that journey, that would be incredible. Just hit that subscribe button and I'll continue to put out FM content right up until FM25, and then hopefully when that new game comes out, it will be even better. One of the biggest things to this game this year is the inclusion of women's football. So that was supposed to come out this week as to how that was going to be included in the game, and I imagine that is not going to come out now. So that will probably be one of the first things that comes out in January, I would suggest. But as a lot of people have said, probably show the new interface and that kind of thing first, and then show this incredible new feature of women's football into the game. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. It's not been the greatest video to produce, but it is a very much necessary video. Make sure you hit that like button if you've liked what you're seeing today, and leave a comment down below with any of your thoughts about FM25. Let's try and keep this civil, constructive, and at the end of the day, let's be a little bit positive about this. Hopefully when it actually comes out, it will be an incredible game. Thank you very much, everyone, and you make sure you have yourselves a wonderful day.